I never thought a simple grocery run would end with me standing in front of a crowd, accused of something I didn't do. But when that security guard grabbed my arm, everything changed. My name is Maya Thompson, and I'm a 34-year-old high school English teacher in Atlanta. That Tuesday afternoon, I stopped by Henderson's Market on my way home, just needed some vegetables for dinner. I'd had a long day. My students had just finished reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and we'd spent the entire period discussing injustice. The irony of what was about to happen wasn't lost on me. I walked through the produce section in my work clothes, a simple blouse and slacks. My tote bag hung over my shoulder. I picked up tomatoes, onions, and a head of lettuce. Normal, quiet, but I noticed her immediately. The store clerk, a middle-aged white woman with sharp eyes, followed me. Not obviously, just close enough. Rearranging items I'd already passed. Straightening shelves that didn't need straightening. I told myself I was imagining it, but deep down I knew better. I moved to the cereal aisle. She followed. I grabbed a box of oatmeal. She pretended to check inventory 2 feet away. My chest tightened. That familiar feeling crept in, the one every Black person knows. The feeling of being watched, suspected, guilty before proven innocent. I took a breath and headed to the checkout. I'd done nothing wrong, but as I reached the register, a heavy hand landed on my shoulder. "Excuse me, ma'am. Can you come with me?" I turned. A security guard, tall, white, stone-faced, stood behind me. The clerk stood beside him. Arms crossed, lips pressed tight. "Is there a problem?" I asked, my voice steady despite my racing heart. "We need to check your bag," he said, loud enough for everyone to hear. The store went silent. Customers stopped. Heads turned. Phones came out. "Check my bag." I repeated. "For what?" "We have reason to believe you've taken merchandise without paying." My stomach dropped. "I haven't taken anything," I said firmly. "Everything I have is right here in my cart." "Ma'am, we can do this easy, or we can do this hard." His tone was cold, authoritative, final. People stared. Some whispered. A woman pulled her child closer, as if I were dangerous. I felt my face burn, not from guilt, but from humiliation. "Fine," I said quietly. "Check it." He yanked my tote bag off my shoulder and dumped the contents onto the checkout counter. My wallet, my keys, a water bottle, chapstick, graded student essays. Nothing stolen. Nothing that didn't belong to me. The clerk's face hardened. "Check the inner pocket." He unzipped it, pulled out my phone charger, a pen, a hair tie. Still nothing. But she wasn't done. She could have already passed items to someone, the clerk insisted, or hidden them in her clothes. I stared at her in disbelief. "You want to search me now?" I asked, voice shaking. "In front of everyone?" "If necessary." Tears stung my eyes. Not from fear. From rage. From exhaustion. Because this wasn't new. This was every day. Then, a voice cut through the silence. "Excuse me, what exactly is going on here?" An older Black woman stepped forward. She wore a blazer, glasses perched on her nose, and carried herself with quiet authority. "Ma'am, this doesn't concern you," the guard said dismissively. "Actually," she said coolly, "it does. I'm attorney Lorraine Brooks, and unless you have probable cause, real documented probable cause, you're violating this woman's civil rights." The guard hesitated. I watched this young woman from the moment she walked in. Ms. Brooks continued. "She touched 4 items, all of which are in her cart. So unless you have video evidence showing otherwise, I suggest you apologize." Now, the clerk stammered. We were just being cautious." "Cautious?" Ms. Brooks raised an eyebrow. "Or profiling, because from where I'm standing, you racially profiled this customer and violated store policy. I assume you have cameras?" The manager appeared, face flushed. Yes, of course. Good. Pull the footage. Right now. The tension was thick. Nobody moved. 5 minutes felt like an eternity. When the manager returned, his face was pale. Miss Thompson, he said quietly, I am deeply sorry. The footage shows you did nothing wrong. Nothing at all. The security guard looked at the floor. The clerk turned away, but the damage was done. Miss Brooks walked me outside. The evening air felt heavy. You okay, baby? She asked gently. I nodded, though tears finally spilled over. I'm a teacher. I've never stolen anything in my life. And they treated me like you were less than, she finished. I know. I've been there. She handed me her card. You don't have to accept this, but you have options. Legal ones. I looked at the card, then at her. Why did you step in? I asked. She smiled sadly, because 30 years ago, someone did the same for me. And I promised myself I wouldn't stay silent, because silence is permission. I thanked her, hugged her. I drove home, sat in my car for 20 minutes, not because I was afraid, but because I realized something. I wasn't alone, and neither are you. If you've ever been followed in a store, watched like a criminal, or made to feel less than, know this. Your dignity is not up for debate. Your humanity is not conditional. Your worth is not determined by someone else's prejudice. And your voice matters. Stand tall. Speak up. And never let anyone make you shrink, because you belong. Everywhere. The next day, I walked back into my classroom. My students asked how I was. I told them the truth. We talked about injustice, not from a book this time, but from life. And one student said something I'll never forget. Miss Thompson, you're brave for sharing that. That's when I knew. Our stories matter. And we rise together.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drop a comment. We read every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the Black Diaries. Your support brings us closer to our goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers.